dreamers. Tonight, we're settling into a gentle story, one meant to help you breathe a little deeper, soften your shoulders, and remember that you deserve patience and kindness from yourself. So find a comfortable place to rest. Let the day fall away and allow this quiet moment to be just for you. This is your time to unwind, to feel safe, and to drift into calm. Now, let's begin. Cynthia lived in a small valley where the hills curved like protective arms around the village. Every morning, she woke before the sun, listening to the soft hum of the wind brushing through the tall grass. She liked the quiet. It made her feel as though the world was whispering to her, reminding her she belonged here, even on the days she doubted herself. Cynthia had always been gentle by nature. She moved slowly, spoke softly, and noticed things others overlooked. The way dew gathered on the edges of leaves, the way the sky shifted from blue to lavender before dawn, the way people's voices changed when they were tired or hurting. But even with her tender heart, she often questioned herself. She wondered if she was strong enough, brave enough, or capable enough to follow the dreams she carried quietly inside. One morning, as she walked along the familiar path toward the river, she noticed something unusual. A small lantern, round, glassy, and glowing faintly, rested near the roots of an old mesquite tree. She had never seen it before. It wasn't bright, but it pulsed gently like a heartbeat. When she picked it up, the warmth surprised her. It felt alive, almost aware of her touch. Cynthia held it close, unsure what to do. But something inside her, something soft and steady, told her to keep it. She didn't know why, but she trusted that quiet instinct. It was the first small act of courage she didn't even realize she was taking. As she walked home, the lantern glowed a little brighter, as if responding to her steps. She placed it on her windowsill, and that night she noticed the light didn't fade. Instead, it shimmered gently, casting soft patterns across her room. It made her feel safe, as though she wasn't alone with her thoughts. The next morning, she woke up with a sense of purpose she couldn't explain. She felt drawn to the hills beyond the village, places she had never explored because she always feared getting lost or making a mistake. But the lantern's glow seemed to nudge her forward, encouraging her to try. So she packed a small bag, took a deep breath, and stepped onto the path leading upward. The climb was slow, but Cynthia didn't rush. She listened to the crunch of gravel beneath her feet, the distant call of birds, and the steady rhythm of her breathing. Every step felt like a conversation with herself, one where she finally allowed her own voice to matter. As she reached the first ridge, she felt a familiar wave of doubt. What if she wasn't meant to be here? What if she turned back? But then she noticed the lantern glowing brighter in her hand, as if reminding her that courage wasn't loud or dramatic. It was quiet. It was choosing to keep going, even when her thoughts trembled. She whispered to herself, "I can do this," and the lantern flickered warmly, as though agreeing. Higher up the hill, she found a narrow trail lined with wildflowers. Their petals brushed against her legs as she walked, and she felt a sense of companionship in their gentle presence. She realized she had spent so much of her life believing she had to be strong in the way others expected, bold, outspoken, unshakable. But here, surrounded by quiet beauty, she understood something new. Her softness was not a weakness. It was a strength, a way of seeing the world that brought comfort, not chaos. As she continued, she reached a small clearing overlooking the valley. The view stretched endlessly, and for a moment she felt overwhelmed. She had never seen her home from this height. It looked peaceful, almost dreamlike. She sat down, letting the breeze wrap around her like a hug. The lantern rested beside her, glowing steadily. Cynthia placed her hand over it and closed her eyes. She thought about all the times she had doubted herself, all the moments she had been harsh with her own heart. She realized how often she had expected perfection from herself, even when she would never demand that from anyone else. A soft ache rose in her chest, not painful, but tender. She whispered, "I'm sorry," not to anyone else, but to herself. As she said it, the lantern's glow softened into a warm, comforting light. She stayed in the clearing for a long time, breathing slowly, letting her thoughts settle like dust in sunlight. She didn't rush. She didn't force anything. She simply allowed herself to be present, to feel rest. When she finally stood, she felt lighter, not because her fears had disappeared, but because she had stopped fighting them. She understood now that courage wasn't the absence of fear. It was the willingness to walk with it gently. As she made her way back downhill, she noticed how the lantern's glow guided her steps, illuminating the path just enough for her to feel safe. She realized that the lantern wasn't magic in the way stories often describe. It didn't grant wishes or erase challenges. Instead, it reflected something already inside her, her own quiet strength, her own inner light. By the time she reached the valley floor, the sun was setting. The sky glowed with shades of peach and gold, and Cynthia felt a deep sense of gratitude. She had trusted herself today. She had shown herself compassion. She had taken a step toward courage, even if it was small. When she returned home, she placed the lantern back on her windowsill. It glowed softly, as though proud of her. Cynthia smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. She knew she would still have days of doubt, days when she felt unsure and afraid. But she also knew she could meet those days with gentleness. She could remind herself that she was learning, growing, and trying, and that was enough. That night, as she lay in bed, the lantern's glow filled her room with a peaceful light. Cynthia closed her eyes, letting the warmth settle into her bones. She whispered one last thought before drifting into sleep. I'm learning to trust myself. And the lantern glowed softly, keeping watch as she rested. And so, dear dreamer, as you drift into rest, remember that courage can be gentle and strength can be soft. You deserve patience, you deserve compassion, and you deserve to trust your own heart. May your night be peaceful, your dreams be kind, and your spirit feel held. Good night. You are safe. You are kind. You are loved.